Hello and welcome back to Choice Bits of Bliss. What in the throwback thunderation do we have today? Well, let's talk about it. For Tool Time Tuesday, we are going to use decorative edge scissors. And I have in this basket things that I don't use very often anymore or at all, and I store it in a closet. So I don't want to get rid of them because I might use them. And I will tell you this pair of decorative edge scissors that are by Fiskars actually sits over to my right all the time. I just threw them in here for right now for the purpose of this video. But this basket with these decorative punches, this is a leaf punch, and this one, you can't see it, but it's a heart punch. And I wrote mine, because I used to go to crops a lot, and I wrote my name on all of these, like, because I was afraid somebody was going to steal them from me. They weren't. And this one is a star. This is like a little flower. Those are the punches, some of the punches. I have this Chisel It here. I have this notch die from Basic Gray, 2005, back in the day. But we're talking about these decorative edge scissors, and I have a combination of Fiskars, and I'm trying to find my, I want to hold these out because these will be the one I use. They are my favorite. I've got some Provo Craft, and is it this one? This Creative Memories? No, it is not. I do have some there we go. I know I have some Creative Memories in here because this was the thing. This is what you bought back then to get the decorative edges. So this was it was fun to look through this and remind myself about how we used to do things. But these are the decal edge. These scissors I use actually pretty frequently. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. I'll be right back. Okay, so I need to set the mood. This layout that I'm going to be working on today is outdoorsy, and I'm going to use these decal edge scissors to kind of bring that roughness, that outdoorsy feel. And I have already started my kind of a dry run of placement and what I'm going to do. This is packaging, but I really like this pattern, and even though it's got a little bit of a sheen to it, a shine, I am using this as part of my base. This is an Echo Park frame, chipboard frame, and I want to frame my photo. I'll talk more about that photo here in just a moment. I want the photo to be a little more substantial and to stand out, so we're just going to layer, 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 layer. Kind of sounds like I'm saying liar, liar, liar. But we're just going to layer this, and probably going to pop that up on some foam. And I have chosen Explore as my title. And then we're going to, because we were on a hike, we're just adventure hike, we're going to just layer up here. We're going to use hike somewhere down here. And I have some chipboard hearts. This is all from 49 and Market Nature Study. And this packaging is from the die cuts. And I have pulled out quite a bit of die cuts here that I know I'm not going to use all these. But I've pulled out quite a bit that I feel like that I can tuck and arrange, make my clusters with, and complete this layout. Now let's talk about the photo. So this photo, my husband and I went to Watkins Glen here in New York. There is a region called the Finger Lakes, and it is upstate, beautiful area. And this is a state park on the Seneca Lake, which is part of the Finger Lakes. So Watkins Glen is this gorge, and it's massively, it's like an almost indescribable, so beautiful. And this photo does not do it justice by any stretch of the imagination. But you can see that I had my big camera out. My husband and I had made a point to end our fall season at Watkins Glen. We had been checking out the weather. We wanted to go for several weekends, and it's been raining every weekend, and rain was forecasted this weekend as well. But we decided to go ahead and go. We got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, drove there, got there just as the sun was coming up, and we had an amazing, amazing hike. And we're one of the few down in the gorge to get our shot, to get the photos that we wanted to take. And he told me, I was bent down getting this shot, and you know, to make a waterfall look like silk, you have to slow down your shutter speed. And when you slow down your shutter speed, that lets in a lot of light, so you have to compensate by moving your aperture up. So I was doing all my settings, and he kind of tapped me. He was like, "Give me your phone." And I was like, "What? What are you doing? What?" He's like, "Give me your phone." So I was, pulling my phone out, and I was, having to hold the leg of my tripod so that it wouldn't tip over. And so I was, scrambling around trying to get my phone. And he's like, "Just take a picture of what you're taking a picture of to prove that you were here doing this." Because we were both just absolutely moved by what we were seeing. And I did. I pulled my phone out, and I just took a photo of what I was taking a photo of. Love, 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 love this hike. Even if we had not, if we had gotten down and it started raining and thundering and, storms or whatever, it still would have been worth it. It is worth the trip to go see. And that is something that we've been having to remind ourselves of, is the trip is worth it. To go see something, to experience the moment. And it doesn't have to be far, far away. We are thoroughly enjoying discovering New York. And most of the time when we take a trip, even if we go out to New York City, that's an 8-hour trip. Well, if we go by train, it's 9 hours. If we drive, it's like 6.5 hours. But anyway, we're just really enjoying learning about the state that we live in now, and getting out and exploring. And as we are trying to choose a healthier lifestyle, we are on purpose making the choice to move more, to move our bodies, and to get out and to exercise. And at first it felt a little foreign, because we've been sedentary for a bit and we got out of the habit, but now we're getting back in the habit, and we are in love with it. I'll just tell you right now, we are in love with it. So that is what the photo's about. We're just going to layer, and build this up. I need to start adhering things down, but I want to create interest around my title. And I think I have enough words up here. I don't want to add more words, but maybe we can give that a base. I like that. I like having a base here. Let's bump that back in place. And maybe this is going to go on this side. Yeah, I like that. And maybe this needs to poke out this way. I'm going to layer that a little differently, because I want that to be above that. So we're going to build this out. And I want it to kind of extend into this layer so that it all becomes cohesive and shows kindred, shows a likeness. And then we're going to start building in this corner. So I'm going to have a diagonal design. And we'll start building here. I brought in a lot of words, and this, because it has those screws in it right there, it looks like it should be a plate. And I brought in some mushrooms. Now, did we see butterflies? No, we did not. while we were hiking. We did not. It was very overcast, but my gosh, we had the best time. It was so good. Just going to keep creating layers. And I'm playing with basically blue, green, and brown. And I think I want to do my journaling like this. My stomach just growled. So I want to do my journaling down something like that. And I have these larger pieces to layer with, and I'm not sure how I'm going to use them. So I'm going to pause and figure that out. I'll be right back. Okay, I have decided to cut this piece in half, or in two. I should say in two because it is definitely not in half. And I'm going to layer. This piece is what I'm going to probably use my deckled edge scissors on, but that makes that just kind of extend out, and it keeps this butterfly from being alone because we have now butterflies in 3 places. And I don't know. I feel like this is becoming busier than it needs to be. And I also feel like I need more of these sprigs. So maybe something like this. And then this one's going this way, this one's going this way. We're kind of like hugging the photo. Yes, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Okay, let me start adhering, like for real this time, and I'll be right back. I decided to use my deckle edge scissors on this layering piece because although I love it, I love the colors of it, I want to bring in some roughness. I want to bring in, I'm probably going to take some sandpaper to these edges because you can see the white core, but I want to make that a little more prominent. I'm probably going to sand this just a little bit, but I do want this uneven edge, and I'm going to have to clean, look at this, I'm going to have to clean my desk up when I get this finished. But I wanted to share this part with you to show you, basically to prove that I'm using my scissors. Because you don't need to know how to learn how to use them. They're easy to know how to use. You just cut. And you basically just keep you don't have to be perfect with these because you're wanting like an uneven edge. That's the whole purpose, is to have that uneven textured edge. And anytime that I don't have to be perfect is like, whew, that is a load off my mind because I am not perfect and I can't even pretend like I am. So it just takes stress off of me when I don't have to pretend. Now remember, this piece is packaging, so you know it's got that seam, and I have that hidden behind the photo. You're not going to be able to see that. So I like that already. I've got to find my sanding block, and I'll be right back. I've been scrapbooking for a very, very long time. This sanding block is very, very old. I have a lot of things in my inventory that's old. I just do. I like how this is already looking scruffed. It's taken away that sheen. I like that. I like it a lot. So I'm just going to just rough this up. I'm going to scratch that surface. That's what I'm doing. But I really want this edge to be sanded. I want that to, I'm sorry if that's setting people off. I didn't even think about that. That's pretty much what I'm doing right there. That's it. And I'm going to knock off this because when you do sanding, you're going to get paper fibers. And I'm going to place this way. I like that. Okay, I'm going to get back to the business of adhering. I'll be right back. I've said this 100 times at least in the process of making videos. When I'm left to my own devices, I tend to just lean automatically on the L design. And when I started placing these two pieces down, I realized, guess what I'm doing? It's the L design. So, see, there's my L. It's what I do. It's just how my brain starts pulling things together. And I've decided I really want all of this to just kind of touch up here at the top. I think I'd already talked about that. I need to put some string in that. And I need to put foam on the back of this. So this layer of adhesive is simply to get the photo to stay attached to the frame. Because the photo and the frame are basically the same size. So I want those to stay attached. And I'm going to put that on adhesive. Let me pause, and I need to go get some fun foam. I'll be right back. One of the reasons that this deckled edge pair of scissors is my favorite is because you can take a rectangular piece of paper and make it look like a ticket. This is already a ticket. I cut it in half, and then I used my deckled edge scissors on each end so that I could tuck that here. And I'm going to tuck this other piece up here. Once again, just bringing a little more cohesion, tying in my diagonal design. I've got a lot of tools out here because I trimmed down the white on both of my butterflies. White edge does not bother me on die cuts, but sometimes it just makes a big die cut look that much bigger. And I just felt like I needed to trim those down a little bit. Okay, I am still in the layering process and adhering and making decisions about what I actually want on my layout. That one is adhered. I need to adhere this. I got a little lost as well because I'm listening to Ginger from Ginger's Corner. I like listening to her videos and making sure that... So a couple of things I do, and I've been doing this all along to help out other YouTubers. I try to watch an entire video because that helps. That helps the algorithms. It helps the person's channel. And even if I don't have time to make a comment, I give it a thumbs up. So that's what I've been doing. I've missed out on several of her videos, and so I'm trying to catch up this weekend, and then just thought I would drop that little tidbit in there. I think everything's adhered now at this point in time. No, it is not. No, the photo's not adhered. Okay, so I put my fun foam on the back. When I have fun foam, I use more adhesive than normal. I've not had any to turn loose, but just, you know, don't want to take that chance. Okay, that's adhered. Now we can do these other things. So something that I neglect to do is really play, and we're playing with the collection obsession. That's kind of broken me out of that, but really play with a collection when I get it. And this is the collection that I didn't have room for. I don't have room to store it. So getting this played with and used right away is necessity. And I had left 3 hearts out here to use. Not certain that I'm going to use those. Do want more mushrooms. Can't really tell that's a mushroom. And I believe I had done these backwards or something here. Something's a little askew here. I bet I used the wrong one up here. I bet I did. Oh well, I'm gonna make it work. So I'm going to trim off this stem and just curl that around. That's what I'm going to do. There we go. And I still have my journaling here, so I'm not sure if I want to go with a journaling bit like this, or go back to my geometric pieces that I had layered. I feel like this is more interesting. Yeah, I think that's the direction I'm going to go. Okay, let me adhere these and I'll be back. I cut, excuse me, I cut this die cut in half and just place it on either side. The whole reason I did that is because I felt like I needed something over here to unify these 3 separate elements. And then just giving them a landing place helped bring it all together. So now these are not directly across from each other. They're close, but they're just a little bit cockeyed, and it's okay. It is okay that it's not 100% symmetrical. I brought these tabs out because I really wanted to use them, but I don't see a place that it makes sense to use them, and it just kind of gets, you know, it kind of washes out. So I'm not going to use those. I'm not going to put anything else on the layout. I think I'm finished. And all of these pieces I'm going to put back in my bag. It's a naked bag because I used the packaging. You know what? I can do this later. That's noisy. I paused the camera and put that stuff up because it drives me crazy not to put it up. And then I realize I may be triggering people with the noise that I create. So We have used our deckle edge scissors a couple of times, and I'm very pleased with this layout. Thank you for joining me. Look down below. There's going to be everyone who is participating this month in Tool Time Tuesday is going to be listed. Come back. We will chat again soon.